That summer, I was 17, broke, and stuck delivering pizzas for a rundown place on the edge of my hometown. The pizza was terrible, the uniforms were sticky, and the beat-up delivery car barely made it up hills. But it was work, and my parents would have killed me if I wasn't working. One slow night, we finally got an order. A large sausage and olive pizza. Odd, because we never stocked olives. Even weirder was the delivery note. Park behind the house, come through the backyard, and knock only on the back door. I hesitated, ready to reject it, but my manager, Mark, waved me off. "Take it, Ethan. We haven't had a run in an hour." So, I went. The address was in the middle of nowhere, 25 minutes out in the opposite direction of town. The further I drove, the darker and emptier it got. By the time I reached the house, there were no lights on, no cars in the driveway, just an overgrown yard and a sagging wooden fence. Still, I followed the instructions, parked on the gravel shoulder, grabbed the pizza, and walked toward the back door. The air was humid and heavy, and the silence pressed on my ears. I knocked once, then again. No answer. On my third knock, the curtain covering the glass pane twitched, like someone brushed it with their finger. I froze. Someone was behind that door. Before I could react, 2 unmarked cars rolled up behind mine. A man stepped out, holding up a badge. "Agent Cole," he said, voice low. "Go back to your car. Wait there." I obeyed instantly. From my car, I watched more plainclothes officers emerge, 5 of them, surrounding the house with flashlights but making no sound. They didn't knock, didn't announce themselves. One quietly tested the back door handle before backing off, giving some silent signal. Agent Cole returned to me, glanced at the pizza box, sighed and said, "You need to leave, now. Ongoing investigation. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time." He took down the order info, address, phone number, and the name Caleb, and told me to drive away immediately. The whole way back, my brain churned. Who ordered a pizza to a house under surveillance? Was I bait? Did someone want to see if cops were watching? That curtain twitch. Someone was definitely there, waiting. And if the cops hadn't shown up, I still get chills thinking about what might have happened. Last summer, my wife Rachel and I took our kids, Logan, 7, and Eli, 5, to a beach house I inherited from my dad. It wasn't fancy, but it had one thing we loved: an upstairs deck with a perfect view of the ocean. We were making it our family tradition. One Wednesday night, after a long day in the sun, the boys went to bed early. Rachel and I sat on the deck, sipping wine and playing cards. That's when Logan stepped outside, looking uneasy. "Dad, I keep hearing scratching in my room." I followed him down, expecting a mouse or just old house noises. We stood quietly, and then I heard it too. A faint scratching low near the baseboard. And breathing. Slow, heavy, human breathing. Before I could process, a guttural scream erupted from inside the wall, so raw it made my blood run cold. I grabbed Logan's arm, bolted down the hall, scooped up Eli still sleeping in his bed, and sprinted upstairs yelling for Rachel. That's when he appeared, a filthy man charging at us from the hallway. His eyes were wild, and he screamed obscenities I can't repeat. I shoved the sliding door shut just as he slammed into it, clawing at the glass, smearing it with something. Blood, dirt, I don't know. "Call 911!" I yelled. Rachel dragged the boys back, shielding their eyes. I braced my body against the door as he pounded like an animal. When police arrived, 2 officers tackled him and dragged him out. After they cuffed him, one said, "His name's Lance. He's been squatting in crawl spaces up and down the coast." Crawl space? I didn't even know my house had one. Sure enough, There was an access hatch under the porch, leading to a standing crawl space with a loose panel opening into Logan's closet. Lance admitted he'd been living under us for months, stealing food and planning to take back his home that night. We didn't return for the rest of the summer. And even though we sealed the crawl space and came back this year, every creak at night makes my skin crawl. Someone had been inches from my kids for weeks, and we never knew. When I was 16, summer nights meant freedom, bike rides, stars, and trouble with my best friend, Madison. She was wild, fearless, always pushing me beyond my comfort zone. One night, we biked to an abandoned field to stargaze. We brought cheap wine, laid on a blanket, and laughed about nothing under an endless sky. I closed my eyes for a few seconds, feeling the breeze. When I opened them, Madison was gone. Her and her bike. Just gone. At first, I thought she was messing with me. I called her name, circled the field. Nothing. Then I checked my phone. It was 3:00 a.m., sharp. That couldn't be right. We'd left around 10, and it felt like only minutes had passed. The air felt wrong. The stars seemed dimmer, and the temperature had dropped. I panicked, grabbed my bike, and raced home crying. The next morning, I texted Madison, expecting an apology. Instead, she asked, "Where the hell did you go last night?" She swore she woke up at 3 a.m. alone, thinking I'd ditched her. Both of us remembered calling each other, but no missed calls showed up in our phone logs. We tried to piece it together, but nothing made sense. No arguments, no gaps in memory, just that moment where time jumped. We never stargazed again. Eventually, we drifted apart. But I still lie awake some nights, staring out my window, wondering what happened out in that field. Did time slip? Did something take us? Or did we just cease to exist for a while? I don't know. And I'm not sure I want to.